Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the question paper for Biotechnology General Ability, GATE 2021. Let us tackle the first question. As you can see from the chart, it has been said that P and Q are two items. The cost of P is rupees 5,400. This zero is a misprinting. Let us cancel this off. And it has also been said, if you read the sum properly, that the details of prices of two items P and Q are presented. The ratio of cost item P to cost item Q is 3:4. So we can say that the ratio is 3:4 for these two, the cost price of these two. Discount is calculated as usual, the difference between market price and selling price, and profit percentage is calculated as the ratio of the difference between selling price and cost, which is absolutely normal. This is how it is done. So they have asked you find the discount on item Q as a percentage of its market price. So immediately the first thing is we will have to find the cost of Q. How do we do that? The cost of P is 5,400 and that is in ratio of 3:4 with that of Q. So we will say that the cost of Q will be given by 5,400 divided by 3 multiplied by 4. So this is 1,800. So 1,800 into 4 is 7,200. And I can say that the cost here is 7,200 rupees. Okay. Now we know that there is a profit percent of 25%. So immediately we can find the selling price of Q. So the selling price of Q would be how much? 7,200 into, since a profit of 25% is made, so into 125 by 100. So this goes on to become 72 into 125 basically. Or else we could have said 5 by 4 and 1,800 into 4, which basically becomes 9,000 rupees. 125 into 72 will become 9,000 rupees. Okay, so I know that the selling price of Q is 9,000 rupees. So the selling price of Q is 9,000. The marked price of Q is 10,000. Therefore, the discount on Q must be equal to rupees 1,000. So the percentage of the market price is 1,000 divided by 10,000 multiplied by 100. So as we can see, this gives us a value of 10%, and hence this is our answer. And we pick option B. All bacteria are microorganisms. See, these are two statements and two conclusions. So the first statement, all bacteria are microorganisms, can be expressed as like this. If this is bacteria, this is microorganism. And another Venn diagram by which it can be explained is that, you see, bacteria and microorganism are the same Venn diagram. The second, all pathogens are microorganisms. So basically it can be expressed as this is microorganisms and these are pathogens, whereas it could also have been expressed as microorganisms and pathogens. Now the combination of them is going to help us draw our conclusion. Let us select the most effective combination, and quite naturally we can find that these two combinations would be the most effective. If we combine them, we can get either this one, where as you can see bacteria and pathogens are entirely different with microorganisms. We could have got this, where this is microorganisms, this is bacteria, this is pathogens. We could also have got this. See, this is microorganisms, This is bacteria and this is pathogens. And we could also have got this. This is microorganisms. This is pathogens and this is bacteria. So now let us check the conclusions. Some pathogens are bacteria. Well, some pathogens are bacteria is true here, is true here, is true here, but is not true here. So I will say that the first conclusion is not holding. The second conclusion, all pathogens are not bacteria. So we will say all pathogens are not bacteria is wrong here. All pathogens are not bacteria is wrong here. All pathogens are not bacteria is actually here all pathogens are not bacteria would be right here. All pathogens are indeed not bacteria. Here also all pathogens are indeed not bacteria. And here also all pathogens are not bacteria. It would be right. But in this case, you see it is proving to be wrong. So naturally I will say this is also a wrong statement. So the answer would be neither conclusion 1 and 2 is correct. And hence I will pick this particular option. Next sum. There are 5 bags each containing identical sets of 10 distinct chocolates. I mean, if there are 10 distinct chocolates, means the chocolates are different. So chocolate A, chocolate B, chocolate C till chocolate J, which is 1 to 10. So this A to J set is present in all the 5 bags. Okay. One chocolate is picked from each bag. Well, and we find that the question is missing. So let me tell you what the question was in GATE. The question was to find the probability, to find the probability that at least two, that at least two chocolates are identical, are identical. This was the sum given. Find the probability that at least two chocolates are identical. How do we do that? First of all, we all know that probability of any event is nothing but favorable outcome divided by total outcome. So first let us find the total outcome. So what will be the total outcome? You see, from the first bag, in how many ways can I select one chocolate? Obviously, it would be 10 C1 ways. Out of 10, I can pick up one. In the second bag, how many ways can I select 10 chocolates? It would still be 10 C1. And such would be the case in all the 5 bags separately. I can select one chocolate in 10 C1 ways. So the total outcome would be equal to 10 C1 into 10 C1 into 10 C1 like this 5 times. So basically to the power 5. Now 10 C1's value is 10. So the answer is total outcome is 10 to the power 5. So I know what the total outcome is. Next comes the favorable outcome. Now what is my favorable outcome? Let us check here. See, it has been said that at least two chocolates were identical. Now, what does the term at least two indicate? At least two would include in it two chocolates, would include in it three chocolates, four chocolates, and five chocolates, right? I mean, it can't be more than five because you are selecting only one chocolate from each bag. So naturally, at least two. The criteria would be 2 to 5 chocolates are identical. So that is the criteria. Now, These are a number of cases. Each of them has to be individually found out. So obviously this will help result in more consumption of time. So rather than doing that, I think out what is not agreeing to at least two. Well, the only thing that doesn't agree to at least two is none. None are identical. This doesn't agree to at least two. So I will say, let me find out the probability that none are identical. So how do I do that? That would also be equal to the total outcome, which is 10 to the power 5. Okay. Now the favorable outcome will be how much? You see, none of them are identical. The favorable outcome would be given by, from the first bag, I select any one in 10C1 ways. Now in the second bag, I take care to see that the one that I have selected in the first bag doesn't make a reappearance in my hand. So I will, from the rest of the 9 other chocolates, select one. So that would be 9C1. In the third bag, I will see to it that the chocolates I have selected in bag 1 and bag 2 do not come to my hands. So I will be selecting the one chocolate from the rest of the other 8 bags, and so on it goes on. So these are the ways I select the chocolates. But I will select all of them simultaneously. So naturally the rule of multiplication will come in, and the answer would be this. So this is nothing but 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6. Now 7 sixes are 42. 42 into 8 is 256. 256 into 9 would be 3024. 3024 into 10 would be 30240. So let us put that. That would be 30240. So I will say that the probability that none are identical is 30240 divided by 10 to the power 5. But they haven't asked me as to none are identical. Okay, they have asked me find the probability that at least two chocolates are identical. So I will say it must be I have found this out, but I need to find this out. So I will say probability that at least two chocolates are identical. That will be given by 1 minus 30240 divided by 10 to the power 5. That is equal to 10 to the power 5 minus 3024. So that will be a 0 here, 6 here, 7, 9, 6 divided by 10 to the power 5. Now which actually comes out to 0.6976. So this is the probability. So I will search from amongst this. I think the option should also have been 6976, but that doesn't matter because even if it were given 6979, it is the most nearest to 6976 than all of these. So I would automatically take this. So hence that is the answer to this question. Consider the following sentences. Everybody in the class is prepared for the exam. Babu invited Danish to his home because he enjoys playing chess. They have asked me that which of the following is the correct observation, and the options given are that you see, if you notice every option, it is about the grammatical correctness of the first and about the ambiguity of the second. It is about the grammatical correctness of the first and the ambiguity of the second. Now I will say that you see, this one is perfectly grammatically correct. Absolutely no problem regarding that. Now the second question. Babu has invited Danish to his home, means Babu's home, because he enjoys playing chess. Well, here he can be either Danish or else Babu. Nobody has given a very clear indication as to what he is. It could be Danish as well as it could be Babu. So I can say that the second statement is not an exactly unambiguous statement. It is indeed full of ambiguity. So I would say that in this case, statement C would be the correct, because number 1 is grammatically correct, whereas number 2 is ambiguous, because it might mean that Babu invited Danish to his home because Babu enjoys playing chess, or else it could have also meant Babu invited Danish to his home because Danish enjoys playing chess. We are not exactly sure which one it is, so naturally I can't say that it is bereft of ambiguity. It does not have ambiguity in it. It has ambiguity in it. So number 2 is ambiguous. So option number C would be the correct option to be clicked. The next one. The ratio of boys to girls in a class is 7:3. Among the options given below, an acceptable value for the total number of students in the class is how much? Now see, boys and girls, the ratio given is 7:3. Hence, and naturally in terms of the simple ratio fundamentals, I can say boys will be 7/10 of the total, whereas girls would be 3/10 of the total. Now, boys and girls are such entities which cannot be, fractionalized. You can't say there's a half a boy or 1/3 of a girl, right? So naturally, the total must be something which has to be a multiple of 10, because the value of boys and girls has to be integral. So it's a multiple of total has to be a multiple of 10. Search among these options. You will find that only D fulfills that criteria. So the answer would be D. The next one, we have two rectangular sheets of paper M&M of dimension 6 centimeter into 1 centimeter each. So every dimension is same. So basically you see this is the shape of, say suppose, M as well as N, with this larger side being 6 and this smaller side being 1 centimeter. Sheet M is rolled to form an open cylinder by bringing the shorter edges together. So these are the shorter edges, they are put together and a cylinder is formed. So the cylinder will approximately somewhat look like this, with maybe the edges brought together is here, this edge brought together like this edge brought together like this. Sheet N is cut into equal square patches and assembled to form the largest possible closed cube. Now if a cube has got to be closed, say like this picture, this is a closed cube sort of. The first thing that we notice, that a closed cube has 6 faces, and because it is a cube, if one of the sides is 1, then 6 faces of 1 into 1 centimeter each. Okay, so I need to divide it into 6 faces. So which I do. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I divide it into 6 equal portions, then obviously 6 divided by 6, each of this length is 1 individually, right? And this also is 1. So each of them is a square of 1 into 1 dimension. I hope we can say that. So let us now come back to the cylinder. You have formed the cylinder with M and you have formed this cube with N. The height of this cylinder is 1 centimeter, no doubt about it. Now let us look at the curved surface from the top. So from the top, the curved surface would look like this, with this circumference being equal to 6 centimeter and this as the radius. We know that the circumference is nothing but 2 pi r. So basically 2 pi r is equal to 6, or we can say r is equal to 3 by pi. We have got the value of r. Now, what is the volume of a cylinder? The volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. And pi r square, so pi sits for pi. R square is 3 by pi whole square, that is 9 by pi square. And h is 1. So this is it. Pi and pi cancels here. And the result is 9 by pi. Now for this cube, what is the volume? The volume is 1 into 1 into 1. That is 1 centimeter cube. This is also centimeter cube. They have asked us the ratio of the volume of the cylinder to that of the cube. So the ratio would be given by, see, volume of the cylinder, that is 9 by 5 divided by the volume of the cube, that is 1, that is equal to 9 by 5. So I would check and I will write this as the correct option. Next, a polygon is convex if for every pair of points P and Q belonging to the polygon, the line segment PQ lies completely inside or on the polygon. So which of the following is not a convex polygon? See, the line segment PQ does not lie, inside or on the line segment PQ always lies inside the polygon. See, any line that you, any line, if suppose this is P and this is Q, the line segment will always lie inside the polygon. So this is not a convex polygon. I mean, this is, sorry, what does me say? Which of the following is not a convex polygon? This is a convex polygon. So this is a convex polygon. Say this also is a convex polygon because if you take any points P and Q, say this is P and this is Q, then this line segment lies on the polygon. Had you taken this as P and this as Q, the line segment would be inside the polygon. Let us take this. As you can see, this is also a convex polygon because anywhere you take P and Q, the line segment will always be on the polygon. But let us take this one. If this were P and this were Q, see, the line segment lies outside the polygon, right? And hence you will say that this is not a convex polygon, and hence our option. Correct? So that is our option. Dash is to surgery as a writer is to what? Out of the options that is given here, clearly it can be seen that doctor is to surgery as a writer is to book. So we take this one. See, this paper was first folded in this half, then it was folded like this in the quarter, and then using something we cut these pieces. So when we open this, I hope you all understand there will be a big hole in the center. Now there would also be a hole in this upper part, And because you had flipped this side, so when you open it, this side will also have that. This is a larger cut like this rectangular cut. So you see this will be the case. Now let us look at this one. This is a smaller cut which is on this side, but because you will now flip this also open, so that will go on to this side also. So this is basically what the opened sheet will look like, reverse order. And as we can see that only option A is agreeing to that particular stuff. So that would be the correct option. Some people suggest anti-obesity measures, AOM, such as displaying calorie information in restaurant menus. Such measures, some people suggest anti-obesity measures such as displaying calorie information in restaurant menus. I don't think in the proper English this such measures would have been placed. This such measures word destroys the flow of this. So some people suggest anti-obesity measures such as displaying calorie information in restaurant menus, sidestep addressing the core problem that cause obesity. Obesity means, gaining in weight. Obesity, poverty and income equality. So that has been suggested. Which one of the following statements summarizes the passage? Let's look at the first one. AOM are addressing the core problems and are likely to succeed. But it has clearly been said they sidestep addressing the core problem. Sidestep addressing the core problem means that they do everything else but suggest the core problem. Address or talk of the core problem. So naturally, this is directly in opposition to what is being said in the passage. Let us look at B. If obesity reduces, poverty will naturally reduce. Since obesity causes poverty, that's a very ridiculous thing. Because as you can see here, it is clearly saying addressing the core problem that cause obesity, that is poverty. So poverty is not caused by obesity. Rather, you see, obesity is caused by poverty. Okay. So naturally, obesity does not cause poverty. Poverty causes obesity. Right? So again, this is going against that whole thing. The proposed AOM addresses the core problems that cause obesity. And you see, here once again, it's the same thing like the first. It is sidestepping addressing the core problem. Whereas it is clearly saying it addresses the core problems. So naturally, again, going opposite to it. The last one, AOM are addressing the problems superficially. Superficially means what? The surface, over the surface, means not going into the depth of it. So naturally, I will say that is exactly what has been said, that they sidestep addressing the core problems. They don't go into the depth. They deal with it superficially. And hence I will say my correct option is D. And that is an end to the general ability part of this. Thank you.